suñ dooree rek nii dañ am different ways of fighting corruption man mi ko waxaa yow right now maa ngi def story boo xamante ne ministre la nekk di toppa ne very very big scandal boo xamante ne yàgg na maa daw waaye léegi accept now on the 5th of next month at 12 dama ko war a am interview because he knows su génnee it's gonna be damaging damay feel ne Gala we have a lot of issues here. For example, the best book President Barrow didn't them nomination. Gambia essence dafa manqué fi. Fuel saga mo amon Gambia fi. It's a security national security crisis. You téye ñaari nit yóbbu leen court bu gaaw ñu bàyyi leen acquitted and discharged. Gambia paid over $500 million to settle loolu on things that people do. They search Gambia fi from the fuel depot. That was a national security crisis. Ban Gambian more. That is very serious. 2021, Facebook President Barrow did them nomination. Gambia amuton essence. Yes. A lot of things happen because it's a security crisis. Security do only fighting. But that is a security crisis because we paid over $500 million to settle that. And I need to learn court case be the main nil. You understand? So for me, Gala, if you look at the issues, Gala, I listen to Galas. I don't know what his position in Gala is, but I believe he's a central figure in, and his messaging was very bad. See, Mama Garmi interview. Mune, after 90 days, what he calls system versus resistance versus system. It's either Barrow goes or Gala stay or Gala goes Barrow stay.
Yeah,
that's what he said.
Petition.
That's what he said, and I'm coming. I want to be very. That is very serious. If that is the purpose of Gala, that is very serious. It's a serious Gala. Aliuba Johena message saga people. He was trying to give different definition. Fuck is F word is something like he gave different definition. But what happened? So go why Halibunda was a primary school level when Ali do digger. Why he was allowed because he had the platform. For me, I'm not pro MPP. I will never.
Please,
no.
Mr.
So
Mr.
Gala is very important that we look at this. So the issue of 90 days, it should be look at very quickly. What will happen? Because look how I'm gonna right to express yourself corruption. Like I said, people have different ways of fighting corruption. Just that even police officers within the system, they fight corruption within them, and sometimes give journalists information. I'm gonna tip information. I'm not in news. Sometimes journalists be tip publish. Sometimes this is why the guys just have big information because key develop your tip. As a journalist, you have to process and find out a lot of things and publish. You see police officers doing it. It's not all police officers who are corrupt. Messaging is very important. It's very important. So there is a Gala. Gambia I remember APRC. We are looking at the issue of protest. APRC applied on a permit for Johlen protest Sukuta Jabang traffic lights. But I watched it on TV. And I saw what people were saying, people who believe in the ideals of protest. Man, personally, I'm a believer of protest. But, so you say how they criticize them? You go to the guy organize, bring back Jammeh protests. You can see? Because you were discouraging people, saying things you don't know is going to haunt you tomorrow. What they were telling, doing now at APRC, more than that, bring back Jammeh protest was a failed protest. Because Nini Genu, I was there. I was there. I still have the photos. Videos, it was a very failed protest. Bring back Jammeh. Because that time TRC mungi am yep mungi daw. Why muni am nit? Because farther than Lundan was Demba. I'm still going to bring one issue, then I come back to Galanga, this issue my related.
Which one was the bring back Jammeh?
No Madi Job organized. You have to go Westfield.
Okay, yeah,
from IEC, Yeah. It was a failed process.
Exactly.
Executive Secretary of the National Youth Council was fired by the government. Youth in Yunnan push, they want to let youth come out because President Amurat Daha Kokunono. Understand? Wow, the prime minister, man, I was one of those who were opposing. In fact, I remember we had a debate on Star TV with some of the people who are, and then I was very clear to them, in the law, he was not there for us. He was there for the president. Because the National Youth Council Act is clearly telling you, law of the president can dissolve it, the president is responsible for appointment. We only can appoint the regional chairs. All the others is executive. Their salaries, their everything is executive. So you have a youth council by name. Why should you be in the street? The fight should be, how do we amend the law? That was my protest. So Gala, they're saying they are Gambians against looted assets. I opposed that name from the first day. I wrote it on Facebook. I got a lot of fight. I insisted. It's soft toned. In a soft tone, it was not so harsh. Jisunko, Ministry of Justice Wahlen. The Ministry of Justice also guided them in their response. It was a guidance. It was soft tone. So Gala should be objective. No one wants corruption. Gala should be objective. I'm coming still. Ministry of Justice guided Gala. They should change their name. Based on law, the Companies Act is here. It's not owned by any person. Demal fee, GPPC, Ginel Halis, not gender. I think it's 500 plus. Because it's a bulky document. If you don't have it, man, contact me, man, I can send you a soft copy. You cannot give those type of names and register associations or groups in that name. It's the law. Gala says they are against corruption. Law will more corruption. So if you are against corruption, you have to also respect due process. You must respect the laws, rule of law. So their name is wrong. Their name is wrong. They say looted assets. Now they're talking about AKI. I'm coming. They're talking about AKI, they're talking about GFF, they're talking about what again? Yes, corruption. Yes. Local government, in fact, local government is lately backlash with water because Galas is a member of BCC. People are telling him the council you were, and local government is a later addition. It was not part of their principal propagation. So now you're talking about AKI. Gala say they believe in rule of law. They don't want corruption. The law is telling you there is something called the Constitution of the Gambia. The Constitution tells you the judicial powers are vested in the courts. There's a process that started. Gala should actually advise themselves very properly. There's a process that started, initiated by the families. The matter is going on in the court. They are claiming for a lot of millions. The family. It has been going on smoothly. The case has been going on smoothly. The government is coming. Witnesses have been summoned. They come. Even the executive director of the medical council, he was there. So now we are coming to close the ending. Allow due process to go. You are telling the president to address AKI issue. The president does not have that power. The Constitution is telling you the judiciary powers are vested in the courts. Why are you calling on the president to take up a matter that he does not have power to? Who is advising Gala? When you come to another issue, a listed Gala issue, you talk about cops, the police officers who were killed. I listened to you keenly, and I've never covered the case, but I have been to courts once or twice. Sometimes I come there, sit a few minutes, I go. But I edit the stories every day. I see what happens in the court. I know what is happening. And I believe the police do not do a good investigation. And I believe, it's my conviction at this point, I'm not preempting what will happen in the court, that he might be discharged or acquitted. Why? Because it's a failed prosecution that is happening. I think it's a Ross matter. The idea of even the money, the president offering 100,000, the audios of Mama Jabi, who said she has audios. She came to court, she said she lost the audios. The audios are not in court. So linking that person, the accused person, to the case is a problem. But Gala, what has Gala to say about that? Gala said they are against looted assets. This is a judicial process going on. You wait for the end. When has Gala started being concerned about state matters? General example, I'm speaking English a lot. General example, when the security crisis happened, fell issue. Then you hold Gambians, yep. You don't need them caught from 1 to 6, sometimes 5, you cover call. But in the end, in fact, I brought an analysis of that issue. I brought clarity. If you go to Foroyaa website, move fast. When you're Foroyaa, we can give you the copy, you read it. I provided clarity and the weaknesses of the prosecution case. man usually after the judgment man du ma lay am si judgment I bring analysis judge bi daf day joxe opinion on where the strengths and weaknesses are. The judge is telling you the police did a bad job in the investigation. If you go to the police report, it's talking about there should be forensic audit of the it never happened. So look how they rose to the court. These people are accused. So there's a problem. Even as I speak to you, I'm doing a big story on that. Because I know I have some leads that some people were compromised. So Gala should have waited for the case to end. When Hussein is accused discharged or whatever happened, then they will have a better idea to inform themselves. Who killed the cops? You stand for the police. Yesterday, just yesterday, Foroyaa published something. No, yeah, for that demo, then we wrote a story. You see, Gala, I'm having issues. Like I said, yesterday, Foroyaa published a story. That police woman who was shot, the two had died. Kelenki, Jigenbi, she's suffering. That's what Foroyaa published. The medical report, recommendation, overseas treatment, they forget about her. The Radiant Brikama court talk. That's what the information we have. That is what is published. It's not my story. I mean, Foroyaa published it. So Gala, I believe, if they want to fight all corruption, let them change their name first. Looted asset and all other corruptions are not related. So civil society vitamin, they should support the media. I believe this is all engineered by the media work. The journalists did a very good job. That's why from day one I'm saying, let's celebrate journalism. Let us not allow people to steal the show. The journalists did a fantastic job. Kooku liggéey bu mu def liggéey boobu noonu is outstanding. Wow. So Gala told the show. For me, that's how I feel about it. So civil society right now, the talk should be, how do we empower journalists? Those who are doing investigative journalists. Media, GPU and the media are pushing government just subvention. Senegal, if they happen, and other countries. Gambians should support the media in this. If the media is empowered, because it's very time-consuming, a lot of things. Like Mwala, the minister's case, I have been investigating how many months? Some cases I investigate for 8 months. That's why you're freelance, you have to pay other things, it will not work. So how do we empower media? So Gambians dañu war a waxtaan ci li tamit jàppale media bi. Waaye in short, lu may wax rek mooy ne every advocacy against corruption is valid. Whoever stands against it, like I put it, is in fact supporting. But how you put it up is the issue. So Gala, they made petitions. In fact, how informed are they about issues? Because these are people, a group of people who sat and petition on behalf of Gambian people. What input do they? Gala should be open to take inputs from people. Because it's about Gambian, it's a national event, they are apolitical. Let them listen to Gambians. Next time, if they want to go to protest, then Ubi, there are members. Some people are talking about fishermen, for example. I saw a fisherman in the first protest. That was the day you were leading even, because the person was late, because these people were arrested. He said he was there, he saw it. In fact, he said he did not take shower, he came to the event. Because how determined that person is. There's no one who can be determined than that person, who left the sea without even going to sleep. You need a nap to relax. He came to the protest. That was the day, because I'm sitting in the house, I watch every video. Right. Instead, so the issue be more. Gambians, I believe, youth, young people, like you put it, every person, young person, they are committed against corruption. But how do you put it up? Looted asset. National Assembly, 6 months. I think so, if I don't forget, 6 months. Gala should wait for them. That is their name, Gala, looted asset, not other things they are talking about. Let them change their name.
All right, good.